No, I don't like to do that.
Welcome to Dirty Tea Podcast. This is your girl V Savage, and I am so happy to be back in the studio. It has been a while. Hey, how you been, bro? Yeah, like I am so happy to be back. It's been a few weeks, and there's so many things coming up. The 1 year celebration is February 26th, so please tune in so that you can get your details on that. Also, you can buy your tickets now on Eventbrite. Just look for Dirty Tea Podcast. Just know that for some reason it's not letting me like update it, so I'll probably start a new one, but it all be under Dirty Tea Podcast, and you'll get updates on my social media, Dirty Tea _podcast, Instagram. I'm not on Snapchat too much, but I will be throwing up the flyers when that is finished, probably this week. We have a celebrity DJ going to be there, local DJ from 93.7, and local talent. It's going to be a blast celebrating 1 year. I'm so excited. It's a huge milestone for my podcast, and I'm just glad to keep the fun going and keep it moving. And today I'm super excited because I have Michael J. Forbes here, who is a published author of A Journey Paved in Words. Hey, Michael.
What up, V?
Thanks so much for making the trip over here. I know we're in the
Thank you for having
boonies.
me. No, I appreciate the welcome and the invite. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
2022.
2022,
We made
thank
it.
God. I am so over 2021. It's like a bad ex that you just couldn't get rid of. Like, I am so happy to be starting fresh, starting new.
Yes.
And, you know, a friend of mine said her new year starts on her birthday. Like, she doesn't wait for January.
Right.
She goes, technically, your birthday is a new start, you know? That made a lot of sense to me, too. So whatever I fuck up until September, then I'll just start fresh in September.
That is true, though. I heard somebody else say that before. Like, the birthday is pretty much where they start their new year because it's like a rebirth, you know, going into that next season, you know. So,
Right. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Now, today's episode is going to be, who am I? How do you figure that out? And I picked that subject before even reading the book. And there is so much in here that helps you find your way. So I thought that was really dope how that just kind of played right into each other. And I have like 1,000 million quotes that I should have highlighted them,
Right,
really,
or tabbed it
because
before
I'm
you-
just like, damn, I tabbed.
You went old
And
school
then,
with
and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to read the whole thing. But it's good because it's short and sweet,
Right,
and it
right.
just gets
Easy
right to
read.
the point. And just tell me, how did you come up with this concept? What got you into writing?
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much writing's been an outlet for me, just to kind of like release. You know, aside from therapy, you know, writing just been keeping me on track. I initially started out with a blog called Rational vs. Random
Oh, dope.
years ago. So that's where I actually started to do writing. I would post blogs on it weekly. And from the post, I would transfer that over to Facebook. At the time, Facebook had notes where you would like be able to upload things per notes. And it was only at the time for college students, Facebook. This was like...
Right. Wow, that was way back.
Right. So I would transfer from my blog to Facebook notes and upload various writing pieces. And from there, people just started really engaging in with my writing, and like just reaching out, Mike, you know, you should eventually think about writing a book. You know, what you post, your blog, I resonate with it. So I'm like, okay, let me just take it up to the next level. So I put the book together and self-published it and put it out there so people can actually
You
have
self-published this?
I self-published it through Amazon. Yeah. So
Get out,
shout
really?
out to Amazon. Yep. So
this looked so professional.
Yeah.
No, like I have a lot of friends that have written books, and I guess they use like local publishers or companies. Obviously, I haven't really
right.
I don't know who they are, but it doesn't look nearly as good as this. Like even the feel of the book, it's like smooth and soft, and it just feels good in your hands when you're reading it. And that's what stood out to me first.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I love the title too. How did you come up with the title?
Well, A Journey Paved in Words, pretty much I came up with the title because we journey through life, right? And over the years, I spoke words to myself to encourage myself to get over certain situations. So I spoke words over myself, through other people, words spoken to me. So I'm like, well, we journey. And while we journey, we do have various, things that inspire us, whether it's things we read,
right.
Things we listen to or hear. So A Journey Paved in Words came about like that. It's my journey. And as I journey, these words help me push through.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to go into the first one that really stood out to me, Let Go.
Mm-hmm.
Letting go is an ongoing process and should be incorporated as a daily routine. We tend to hold on to things for far too long that are no longer beneficial to our being or to who or where we are at that given moment. Yeah. I definitely do that.
Let it go.
I think it's a Virgo thing too. We tend to hold grudges, and I was always like that, especially when we were like high school and don't get it twisted in high school. Like I was not speaking to you till well in adulthood. But I had to learn to let it go for yourself, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. What does that mean to you, Michael?
Letting go means just that. Letting things go, letting whatever it is that's holding you back, whether it's, these thoughts that you have, feelings, emotions, whether it was a situation or a circumstance, let it go, and again, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's a process.
Yeah, definitely a process.
It's a process. And with letting go is also healing through that, so taking your time, whatever it is of the situation, and working through it to be able to let it go. Like for me, I just finally let go of a relationship, my past relationship, but it took me a year to heal through that.
Oh, wow.
You feel me? So I had to work through that over the past year to be able to fully let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So letting go, like I said in that chapter, it's a process, it's ongoing, but whatever it is, eventually you get to a place where you can let it go, and it's freeing. It's freeing
right
on the other side of letting whatever it is go.
And people think that means you have to forgive the person. You don't necessarily have to forgive or even become friends with them again. You just have to release the anger and just know that there's going to be a time where it's not going to upset you anymore. You're going to get to that place eventually. Mm-hmm. And it's just releasing the anger and the bad energy that you're getting from whatever that thought is or whatever they said to you or whatever they did to you. It doesn't mean you have to forget they did that or you have to befriend them again. It's just letting go for your own sake. And
right. Sanity.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah. And peace too.
Yes.
And peace of
you
mind.
need peace.
And it doesn't even have to be necessarily anger too, in regards to that. It's whatever situation that's been kind of halting you,
right,
and holding you back. Mm-hmm. Letting that go. Or the circumstances, but it doesn't have to necessarily be rooted in anger. It could be
that's
rooted
true.
in
it could be
anything.
Thoughts of failure.
Absolutely.
Letting that go. Letting go of what's holding you back, like you said, from pushing forward and making those changes in your mindset to get to where you want to be.
Absolutely.
So, which brings me to intentional. I was reading this other book that Stepa recommended to me. And it talks all about that. And it really tied in with your book as well. It's called The Seat of the Soul. And it's about making sure when you speak to someone or you do anything in your life that there is some sort of intention with every word that comes out of your mouth, so that there's an effect that goes with it, like a direct effect. And I never really thought about it because I'm a pretty hothead. Like, whatever just flies out, just comes out. I can't control it.
Right.
I'm a little bit better now. Like, I'm a type of person where I'm like, I don't hold back. So it's like, I don't force my opinion on anybody, but if they like ask me something, I'm going to tell you the truth. Whether it's good or not, you're going to know.
Keep it real.
You're going to get the realest answer you can get from me. And yeah, do people kind of whitewash things a little bit for sake of feelings for people who can't really handle the truth? Yeah, sometimes. But then the intent isn't there. The intent for that person to grow and do better, or whatever the case is, whatever the situation is. So in your page, intentional, showing up and being clear with your intentions is the key to aligning people, places, and things accordingly with yourself. Being clear and intentional about your desires, wants, and needs can eliminate a lot of unnecessary drama, hurt, confusion, and pain. Yes.
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 And that's the thing. I told myself going into to this year, 2022, that my walk throughout this year is just all intentional. My relationships, my connections, my friendships, the work I do, things I spend time with, and things I put time into, everything is going to be led with being intentional. So when I wrote that chapter, it was pretty much more so me saying, be clear, be real, be honest, and be intentional with whatever it is, that you're trying to pursue, that you're trying to do, that you're trying to bring forth. Be intentional,
So what kind of advice could you give someone who's already in a current situation that they don't intentionally want to be in, whether it's a job they necessarily don't like, but they feel like, well, I can't really afford to leave it, or if there's a relationship they're in that they're not happy, but they're getting something out of it that they, you know what I mean? Like, there's situations that you get put into that kind of life brings you into, and you don't really think about the intention towards it, why it's happening, or what you're getting out of it. But I think you could just, sit there and maybe analyze each situation you're in and what you're doing with your life. And maybe you can give some advice to our listeners that may be in a situation that they don't want to be in and they need to figure something out.
Right. Be intentional with the decision you're going to make to get out of that situation.
There we go.
So
yeah.
have intent on what you plan to do to get out and move forward, whether it's the job or that relationship.
Right.
But it's pretty much having the thought and process in place to really kind of move forward,
right?
And then plan to.
So with every new decision from there forth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that sounds good. I hope everybody looks for this book. I found it on Amazon, so it was so easy.
Yes.
I got it in like 2 days. I was waiting at the door.
Yes, it's on Amazon, and it's also online through Barnes and Noble or my website.
Oh, nice.
My website's jforbes.com.
You should do like an audio book too.
Yeah, people ask me.
You have the most soothing voice. It's like Barry White. Listen.
Well, I'm a little congested too, so